comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, oh. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, oh. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that.
What is up, Titans Nation? Welcome in to the 615. It's your host, Lee Hillis, and welcome in to the SeatGeek Studios. Quick shout out to our sponsors over at SeatGeek. You can use our code 615 podcast. That is 615 PODCAST at checkout for $20 off your first order of $50 or more on SeatGeek.com or on the SeatGeek app. You can also, if you are going out of town for Christmas, you can use our link in the description to Expedia.com. And there's also the link for the merch line. And of course, shout out to our other co-host. TK couldn't make it in, but we have J Murph.
Nice to see you, Lee. How are you tonight?
Wish this was under better circumstances.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because
like me and Tyler and find something else to do on Sundays.
Yeah. But the Titans, do the Titans have more questions than answers after the 37-27 loss to the Bengals in Nashville?
Most definitely. Absolutely. I think we're going to get into a lot of those questions tonight, too.
Team stats between Cincinnati and the Titans. Starting off with the Titans side of this, Mason Rudolph came in the second half to replace Will Levis. Will Levis went 8 for 12, 89 yards and 3 interceptions. Mason Rudolph in a quarter and a half, 21 of 26, 209, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Tony Pollard 17 for 45, Calvin Ridley 1 for 19, Mason Rudolph 2 for 14. Tajay Spears 4 for 5 and a touchdown. Same thing with Tony Pollard. Will Levis had 2 carries for 0 yards. Tajay Spears led the way for the Titans. 6 carries, 7 targets, 87 yards and a receiving touchdown. Then you jump down to Chiaconquo. 8 carries or 8 receptions on 10 targets, 59. Calvin Ridley 3 receptions on 5 targets, 41. Tyler Boyd 2 receptions on 3 for 39. Josh Wiley perfect, 5 catches on 5 targets for 37 yards and a touchdown. Our boy number 12, Mason Kinsey, 1 catch, 1 target on 11. NWI 2 receptions on 3 targets for 9. Bryce Oliver 1 reception on 8 on 2 targets for 8 yards. Nick Vanette 1 reception for 7.
Nice to see that they found their tight ends. They must be listening to the show.
That's one thing that we've talked about repeatedly. Why not go to that well? Why not use your tight ends? Well, they found them on Sunday with Chig leading the tight ends with 8 receptions for 59.
And looking good doing it.
Well, we had a problem with the McFumbles. Tony Pollard had a fumble, 1 fumble, and he lost it. Same thing with Will Levis. But Rumble, big boy Rumble, the Mr. Angry Run of the Week by Kyle Brandt to Vondre Sweat. How about big boy Rumble?
He's a little big for a running back, isn't he? Like 360 or so.
370.
It looked a little like Derrick Henry on that run back.
But Callahan even stated on his show, I think it was last night, on the Brian Callahan show on Channel 2 there in Nashville. He came out and said that Sweat maybe jockeying for some carries.
Yeah, I
After
was
that
going to
play.
say, did he steal the fullback position from Jeffrey Simmons?
Well, I think it was Mike Keith mentioned, why not put him and Jeff out there?
No, come on, we're getting too cute. No.
Well, hey,
But
we have
it is
nothing
fun
to
to
lose. The
imagine.
Titans have nothing to lose.
Yeah, honestly, except for their fans, which they continue to try
But
desperately to do so.
the rookie out of the University of Miami that made the transition to linebacker, James
Yeah.
Williams, led the team in tackles with 8 total, 6 of them solo. Luke Gifford, who left the game, was in concussion protocol the rest of the game. 8 tackles, 5 of them solo. Kenneth Murray, same way. But we had 1 sack.
Harold
Landry.
Ooh. I think we need to get him a partner in crime, man. We need to get him a Robin.
Yeah, because Arden Key ain't doing it.
No, he's not. He's terrible. That's why I think a Bill Carter would be cool to have.
The question I want to bring up is, after the season, do we part with Arden Key?
Yeah. Why is he still here? He was a situational pass rusher to begin with.
Yeah. And then, like, the Titans had 75 total tackles yesterday, or on Sunday. 75.
That's crazy. They were on the field a lot. Skronsky has a tackle.
43 of those were solo. You had 1 sack, 3 tackles for loss, and 3 pass deflections.
We're just awful, man.
Interceptions. Glad to see 2 more interceptions this week. Daryl Worley and Luke Gifford.
Didn't? I thought. No, it was Julian Woods who got suspended.
Yeah.
Yeah, your boy.
But special teams comes up big in this week. Tajay Spears 1 return.
Wait, what did you say? Say that again.
Special teams comes up big.
Oh my gosh.
Ryan Stonehouse.
Whoa.
1 point, 67 yards.
A little Mike Keith in there. That dude could punt it to the moon if you asked him to.
And I'm like, where has that been all year? Oh, wait, we've not had the chance to do
that. They're not getting tackled in time.
And of course, good old Uncle Nick, 3 for 3 on extra point. It is what it is. But then we head to Cincinnati side of this. Joe Burrow picked the Titans apart. 26-37, 271, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Threw his first half interception in a long time.
Yeah. Chase Brown, who stole the limelight for Cincinnati, 25 carries, 97 yards, and a touchdown. Khalil Herbert. Titans fans, remember that name. We faced him in week 1 because he was in Chicago.
He tore us up in week 1? I feel like we always get torn up by backup running backs. It'd be a safe bet to take.
But Jamar Chase, doing Jamar Chase things. 9 receptions, 94 yards. T. Higgins, 5 for 88. Mike Gesicki, 3 for 37. Chase Brown, 3 for 16. Cam Grandy, 2 for 12. Tanner Hudson, the hometown kid, Tanner Hudson, who's from Paris, Tennessee, 1 for 9. Drew Sample, 1 for 8. And Sam Hubbard, the defensive lineman, 1 catch, 2 yards, and a touchdown. Chase Brown had a touchdown. So did T. Higgins.
So Khalil Herbert had the same amount of yards the first time he played us as he did the second time he played us.
4 yards?
4 yards. 2 carries for 4 yards. So he improved his yards per carry average against us. So good for him.
And then you hit the fumbles again. The McFumbles hit Cincinnati also.
Man, they had a rough game, and they still kicked the crap out of us.
Joe Burrow had a fumble lost. Jordan Battle, this is the most unique situation. He recovers a fumble, and he fumbles it through the end zone.
What an idiot too! like
What
he
a
was.
Gosh, you
Never
moron.
see that at a pro level. Never see that at a pro level. That's crazy.
Akeem Davis Gaither, 12 total tackles, 6 of them solo.
Never
Jordan
heard of
Battle,
him.
5 for 10. 5 total, 10 total, 5 solo. Pratt, 8 and 3. Cam Taylor Britt, 6 total, 6 and 6 solo. So all 6 of his total were solo. Mike Hilton had 6 total, 5 solo. Geno Stone, who we know very well from his time in Baltimore.
Yep.
BJ Hill had a sack, and that was their only sack of the day.
I thought Hendrickson had one. No, I guess he didn't, did he? Huh.
McKinley Jackson. McKinley Jackson, my Aggie, you hurt me. You hurt me. Interceptions. The 4 interceptions. Geno Stone, pick 6. 1 interception for 39, back to the house. Cam Taylor Britt, 1 for 28. Josh Newton, 1 for 12. And Mike Hilton, 1 for 0. So you had 4 interceptions. 4 interceptions for 79 yards and a touchdown. That's ugly.
Mm-hmm.
And then freaking Jermaine Burton. Alabama fans know that name all too well. One kick return for 32. Isaiah Williams on the punt return for Cincinnati. 1 for 15. Cade York, 1 for 1, longer 24. He missed an extra point, 4 for 5. And then their punter, 1 for 36, and that one landed inside of the 20.
Look at Cade York getting around. This guy's been on like every team in the league.
Well, we could go ahead and call him a Titans legend because he was on the Titans for what?
No, yeah, I guess that's what qualifies these days. I guess Calvin Ridley will get his name on the wall somewhere. Hopefully by the back.
If anybody deserves their name on the wall in the wall of, or in the Ring of Honor, basically, I would probably put him up there.
Ridley?
Probably. Definitely Derek. Definitely Derek.
Calvin Ridley.
I'm not Derek.
I'm talking about Calvin. Okay, you were about. I was about to literally
not
log
right
off
now.
of this.
Calvin now. Calvin.
Okay. All right.
We're heading to good, bad, and ugly presented by Expedia. I say the good. The only good thing out of this game was that final drive.
Oh yeah, that's the cleanest part of the game. Good for us.
The bad thing is penalties.
Sure, every week.
It's penalties week in, week out.
The bad was the turnovers. We had a team that turned the ball over 4 times and we didn't beat them. Yeah,
we could put turnovers in there also. Team stats. The Titans had 12 penalties for 110. Cincinnati, 14 penalties for 113.
Wow. 24 penalties.
So you had 26 penalties. This is the worst game in the NFL.
That's a lot of laundry, man.
But we beat them in yards, in total yards, and passing yards.
We beat them in interceptions, too.
Thank you, Will Levis. Or as I should call him by his full name, William Donovan Levis.
Oh, jeez.
And then ugly.
You didn't show me the slide before we started. That's funny. Okay.
But this is where we wanted to get into. Have Titans fans seen the last of Will Levis in a Titans uniform?
Do you want to?
I was going to let you take the lead on this one. And we're putting.
Well, what do you think? I mean, we can talk. We can discuss it. Wait, I can go off about Callahan at any moment, so we're good. What do you think? Do you want that to have been the last we see of Will Levis?
I think right now, the way he looks, he's nothing but a backup.
Well, this goes back to what I said, where I don't think a quarterback should play in their first 3 years because they do look like
Exactly.
backups most of the time.
Like,
So,
if you
how is it
look,
fair to judge him right now?
if you put yesterday's performance or Sunday's performance over the last month, which one would you rather have? Sunday's performance or the last month?
The last month, big time. The inconsistency of a young player is where our problem lies here.
The thing I was going to bring up is go look at Malik. He's set for 2 or 3 years. Went to Green Bay, came back to Tennessee, and he schooled us.
Tore us up. And probably still would because he's gone into other games and played well. It wasn't like it was a one-off and he only tore us up. He tore up other teams.
Exactly. So I think at best he's nothing more than a backup right now.
So not to get too far into the weeds here, but what's your options if you get rid of Will Levis? Are we starting Mason Kinsey next year? Because I don't want that. Not Mason Rudolph. I apologize. I'm thinking about your boy Kinsey, who got his first catch this season.
Well, there's been a rumor swirling, not a rumor, but it's something I would do, and I sent it in our group chat.
You're not talking about McCarthy, are you?
How did you know?
I have no idea because you and I definitely didn't talk about that. Dude, they're not giving him up. Why would you give up that? That puts us right back in the same spot. That's a second-year player who would be – who's your starter?
This is per PFF, NFL Stock Exchange. Create a scenario to rebuild the Tennessee Titans. In their minds, the
stick of dynamite's involved.
The Titans would acquire McCarthy and the 28th.
Yeah, I saw that.
Pick in the 2025 draft. In exchange, Minnesota would get the 6th overall and a 2026 third.
Okay, now if the Vikings go and win a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold this year, then sure. But I don't think Sam Darnold's the answer. So why would you do that? Because you're not going to get a better option than J.J. McCarthy at number 6.
Well, the only other option, in my opinion, would be to go out and draft somebody.
Now, who do you want to get? Because you're not going to be able – that's where I'm saying – that's where we are. Like, now you have a quarterback whose confidence is shot in his second year, and you're going to go into year 3 and you have no options.
That or I would go get a bridge guy.
So we can go, what, 8 and 9, and we're right back where we were. Except for now we have a 16th pick, and we don't have the 6th pick. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, go find that veteran that's – I don't want to say on his last leg.
Joe Flacco?
No Flacco.
Start Flacco for 16 games or 17 games.
No. You might think I'm crazy for this.
Probably.
I would trust going and getting Josh Dobbs at this point.
For 17 games?
Yes.
Dude, you are out of your mind.
I
love it, though. That's crazy. Let's do it. It's just crazy enough to work. Let's do it.
Or go get Sam Darnold on a cheap deal.
He's not going to. That's such a pass happy. That is such a quarterback friendly system, and he looks at like he does. He's not. No, but I do agree. You go get a better mind for Callahan to work with. I think Levis is just too young. I don't think he's stupid. I think he's young.
If I'm Ran, I'm forcing Callahan's hand into handing off play calling.
But that goes against everything that we've talked about, where they want what's the big word? I should know it. All of them want to talk. They want to communicate. It's collaboration.
Yeah.
That goes against the collaboration thing. If he forces his hand to make him do that, and then you're going against everything he fired Vrabel over.
Because is he a good play caller at times? Yes.
No.
But I would go get that other collaborative voice.
Like who?
That's a very good question because there's a bunch of names out there.
We should look into that because I think that is a very good question because that's not a bad idea either if you find a young.
Like and I know this guy is out of shot at a head coaching job. but I'd bring him here as like an assistant head coach.
Who?
Cliff Kingsbury.
I don't.
As a collaborative voice when it comes to play
I
calling.
hate Cliff Kingsbury. They have two of them in the same building. How
funny is it that Washington could possibly clinch the playoffs this weekend?
I mean, yeah, I guess I shouldn't be choosing if Cliff Kingsbury is leading them to potential playoff berths.
He's probably on his way out to Chicago.
No, dude, he's not going to Chicago. He might wind up in New York. I can see him in New York.
If John Robinson ends up in New York, it's Mike Vrabel's job.
I don't know. We don't know that because Vrabel. I don't know. We can touch on that for a second. What do you think about this news that John Robinson's being interviewed by New York?
It's dumb enough to work.
I think he would do better in his second go round, to be honest.
Get the gang back together. Bring in Mike Vrabel.
You're going to call the Shulas and have them send over Shane Bowen. Hey, man.
Get Shane Bowen as your DC. Todd Downing as your offensive coordinator. Todd Downing is your offensive coordinator. And sign Ryan Tannehill. That
is nuts. Just go call Deion Lewis off the couch and have him come tote the rock a few times.
That would be stupid enough to work.
Oh, my God. No, please, God, no. They already have it. They have Ryan Tannehill at home.
And then bring back Corey Davis.
All right. So anyway, the Cincinnati Bengals and the Tennessee Titans. We're talking about Will Levis.
But I think have we seen the last minute Titans uniform? Probably.
I think that we have seen his last game as a starter unless somebody gets hurt. And I think that it is too soon
or unless some team becomes extremely desperate.
Nobody wants him. You killed this. That's the thing. You started a guy that you drafted in the second round. You knew he wasn't the dude, or you'd have taken him in the top 10 where he was projected. Okay, you would have taken him. I think we had 11 that year, didn't we? We took Latham instead.
No,
not
that year we took Skoronski, and that was
Skoronski instead, and he was 9. At 11 or 12. Was it 9?
Yeah.
Okay, somewhere in that range. Either way, you could have taken him there, and you chose not to. So now you've started him too early, and you risk starting this process all over again because by year 3, you're expecting a huge leap in a quarterback.
Oh, some breaking news out of Atlanta. The Falcons are making a major change as Michael Penix is expected to take over at quarterback.
No way.
Kirk Cousins joined on the bench. Atlanta is in the thick of the playoff hunt, and Cousins has struggled mightily. Now Penix takes over. Michael Penix is now the starter in Atlanta.
Bad move. It's too soon. And now you got a quarterback who throws with his left hand. I mean, that's going to throw everything off.
And the news just came out. Ryan Williams is hitting the portal.
Yeah. That's nuts, man.
It just came out within the last 35 minutes.
Oh, have the mighty fallen.
His statement, thank you, Alabama. I want to start off by thanking everyone involved for all the great memories this past year. I want to thank the fans for the consistent love and support they have shown since I've been on campus. To my teammates, I will always cherish the bonds we made, and y'all are my brothers for life. To my coaches, thank you for the opportunities y'all gave me to step into a big role right away and developing me into the player I am today. With all consideration and talks with my family, I will be entering the transfer portal. Thank you, Bama Nation.
So how long before they hire a new head coach? Over, under?
I would say over, under a year and a half.
Oh. Honestly, if they don't do anything moving forward besides what they've done, you gotta be in the playoff. If you're Alabama, you got to.
You might want to check your phone because of what I'm fixing to send you, because you are about to what?
Are you sending me nudes, Lee? That's kind of weird.
No,
married, right? What am I looking at here? No. What is this? This is some bad. You need to put that up. This is like some bad any given
Bad
Sunday
juju.
stuff.
So
That's Hard Knocks next year.
I think could we see the Titans on Hard Knocks next year?
Dude, get out of here with that. I don't want to see a Hard Knocks camera anywhere near our facilities.
Top 5 games from this last week. So you're fixing to see our score predictions. Only person that's not on it is TK.
Loser.
Loser. No. Green Bay at Seattle. We both took Seattle. And they got creamed.
I haven't looked at these.
Pitt at Philly. Who won that game? I think
Philly. Yeah, Philly walked away with that game. It was 27-13.
So it was basically your score.
And Saquon did nothing. Had like
Titans
19
at
carries
Bengals
for like 60 yards.
or Bengals at Titans. We both took Cincinnati.
Yeah. Well,
hanging
at least we got that
24.
right.
Arizona.
They won against New England.
So we got
wait. Ooh, actually, how close was I here? This was 30-17. What did I say? 32-16.
I hit one of the numbers.
Yeah, you did. That's awesome.
Tampa Bay. You took Chargers. I took Tampa.
Let's look at it.
And I think this was
Bucks crapped all over them. It's 40-17.
Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa. Which is surprising because I thought Harbaugh's team would heat up this time of year, not go the opposite direction. But the Bucks had their backs against the wall, so I guess I kind of get it.
But we have 2 incredible freaking plays before we head into to close week 15.
Oh, just real quick. Cincinnati, I hate you. Okay.
Third down at 7. The toss short to Tajay Spears, and Spears on the run into the secondary, and Tajay Spears turning up the field, and Spears out of bounds at the 25-yard line of Cincinnati.
Suppose you do. I have the son of Mufasa. You know
You're going to get copyrighted for that.
Hey, I'm going to go ahead and play this Mora clip from New Orleans.
Well, what happened was that second game, we got our ass kicked, or the second half. We just got our ass totally kicked. We couldn't do diddly poo offensively. We couldn't make a first down. We couldn't run the ball. We didn't try to run the ball. We couldn't complete a pass. We sucked. The second half, we sucked. We couldn't stop the run. Every time they got the ball, they went down and got points. We got our ass totally kicked in the second half. That's what it boiled down to. It was a horse performance in the second half. Horse. I'm totally embarrassed and totally ashamed. Coaching did a horrible job. The players did a horrible job. We got our ass kicked in that second half. It sucked. It stunk.
That was the Titans game in a nutshell.
It's every Titans game in a nutshell. It's been the whole season in a nutshell. This is the hardest as a fan I've had watching these games since 2015.
But week 16 is upon us. Titans, Colts. Colts
God.
8 week round 2. Hashtag FTC.
FTC. If you know, you know.
So the question is, can the Titans get one more win this season? And it be up in Indy?
Are you asking me the question?
Because Indy looked like garbage in Denver on Sunday.
Well, that's because that's what they are.
They're hot garbage.
Yes.
The
garbage.
So we're gonna take a quick dive into the Colts team stats. Anthony Richardson, 17 of 38, 172, 2 interceptions. The guy that was really good in this game that has, I don't want to say torched us, in JT, Jonathan Taylor, 22 of 107,
What's his stats against us? There's no way Torch does. Yeah, I've never seen that man have a good game against us. His backup has good games against us. We might have to worry about Trey Sermon with 1 for 3, but
Zach Moss had an incredible game against us last year.
Bro's sitting on the bench in a different town now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anthony Richardson 746 and a touchdown.
Only garbage.
Trey Sermon 1 for 3. Tyler Goodson 1 for 3. A.D. Mitchell 1 for -10.
I don't even. Okay. Yeah, I'm worried about him too.
Michael Pittman 6 for 58 on 9 targets. Dude torched us back.
Yeah, he did.
Week 6.
Yeah, I'll give him props for that. He tore us up. We didn't have our secondary though, so.
Kylan Granson 3 for 47.
Actually, that was the game.
3 for 32.
They played against. He was covered by Snead last game, wasn't he? And Snead caught a touchdown on Snead that was like super fluky.
Probably.
It was in the end zone. Yeah, I remember that now. I hate the Colts. I hope a crack opens up underneath their stadium and sucks it in and then closes behind it.
Anthony Gold 1 for 23. Trey Sermon 2 for 9. Jonathan Taylor 1 for 4. Alec Pierce, Will Mallory, A.D. Mitchell, all without a catch. And Anthony Richardson 1 for -1.
Garbage.
Was it that J.C. Latham type situation?
Where he
caught
accidentally caught the ball. Yeah.
The McFumbles happened in Indy also. Michael Pittman, Jonathan Taylor, and A.D. Mitchell all had a fumble and lost it. EJ Speed. That dude is a dog. That dude is a dog.
That dude's a monster.
13 total tackles and 7 of them were solo. The only sack they had was DeForest Buckner.
Nice to see he's doing well. Last I checked, he was on IR. I had no idea that he was even.
So last time these two teams played, the guy that really, I don't want to say hurt us, was Leatu Latu, who was a menace. Kenny Mitchell or Kenny Moore, Grover Stewart, they were all a menace against us in week 6. Indianapolis, their secondary 3 interception day for 9 yards. Nick Cross had an interception. Zaire Franklin and Samuel Warmack. All 3 guys had an interception. But special teams for them wasn't great.
Wow. Holy man.
2 for Anthony Gold. They did not have a single kick return. Anthony Gold had 2 punt returns for, I want to say it was 36 yards.
Mm-hmm. Rigoberto Sanchez is nuts.
Yeah. Rigoberto Sanchez, 5 punts, 259. Along a 54, an average of basically 52 yards per punt.
Jesus.
Matt, yay! 2 for 2 on field goals. Along a 49, he was 1 for 1 on extra point.
That's what you asked for.
So, remember the last guy that kicked for Indy that kicked for the Titans?
Not offhand. Who was it?
Michael Badgley.
Oh, yeah. No, that's why. No.
He was
particularly good for us.
He was terrible because it was week 1 when we played Arizona. I was there.
Oh, in that blowout game?
And the very next week, he's kicking up in Indy. And he looks like a superstar.
Yeah, that's what happens. I'm glad we got Nick Folk, to be honest. I know he's old, but
Folk,
so
yeah. Folk, yeah.
Honestly. We went through purgatory after we got rid of Ryan Suckup, which I thought was too soon, by the way. And clearly I was right. So
top 5 games from around the NFL going into week 16. Broncos Chargers. Chargers are a 3-point favorite, which is basically home field advantage.
Yeah.
coin toss type game.
Yeah. And the Broncos are playing really well, which you could probably speak on more than I could. But
They hung 31 on Indianapolis.
They are a sneaky, dangerous team, and it would not surprise me if they won. So that's why my score is so close.
But all three of us took the Chargers. J. Murph took the Chargers 27-20. TK took them 21-17. And I took them 28-24.
I can see it finishing like that, but inverted. Like the Broncos are really good, but Harbaugh is what gives
all of those scores could be inverted towards Denver. Houston at Kansas City. Houston is a 1-point favorite with Patrick Mahomes.
It's funny
probably out for the season.
Wait, what?
He's probably done for the season.
Who is?
Or at least the regular season.
Who is?
Mahomes.
No way. Is it Christmas? Yeah, it is Christmas. Hold on, let me
look. J. Murph has Houston winning this game 22-21. TK has Kansas City 24-13, and I have Kansas City 24-21.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Colts the Chiefs always get the last laugh. It feels like, but he practiced in full on Thursday.
Oh, did you try the injury report?
Yeah. Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Pat Mahomes with an ankle was listed as a full participant for Tuesday's practice. It's a bit of a surprise after Mahomes suffered a mild right high ankle sprain in the Week 15 win over the Cleveland Browns in the fourth quarter. Head coach Andy Reid said Mahomes probably could have gone back into Sunday's game if he needed to. KC listed the 29-year-old two-time MVP as a week-to-week on Monday, but there's a chance he'll be able to suit up this Saturday. So
that's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is. It always feels that way for them, doesn't it?
Tennessee at Indianapolis. Indy is a 3.5-point favorite. J. Murph took the Titans 23-20. Tyler took them 17-14, and I took them 24-20.
This is purely based on belief, and the fact that I'm not wasting my time being a fan of this organization. So if y'all could pull off a win, that'd be excellent. Thank you so much.
Pittsburgh at Baltimore. Baltimore's a 6-point favorite. J. Murph has Pittsburgh winning 32-28 at Baltimore.
Mike Tomlin's not losing 2 in a row.
Tyler took Baltimore 30-17.
Now, why do you think? How can you look at? I don't care who's at running back because they've got 2 running backs back there. Everybody knows they got 2 running backs back there. How can you think that Mike Tomlin's not going to have his team ready to go?
Let me pull this up and see if I can find it.
Okay. I mean, I just feel like in the dog days of winter, I don't care who's back there. I care more about the fact that Mike Tomlin is going to have his team prepared to go in. And he's got 2 quarterbacks. I mean, he played a game in the snow and almost won. I don't know. I just don't think I get people aren't going to want to hit Derrick Henry, but it's going to happen. You're muted. I was going to ask what you're looking up. That thing about Mahomes is interesting, though, because I knew that he had gotten injured, but I didn't realize that his health was a question at any point.
So, Derrick, in December, this is just December, not January, has nearly 3,000 yards.
I don't care.
And 29 touchdowns.
How many does he have in December against Mike Tomlin?
He has never played Mike Tomlin in December.
That's right. He's never played Mike Tomlin in December. Mike Tomlin's going to have his team ready to go, and Derrick Henry ain't going to touch him. I'm sorry. I love you, I love you, Derrick Henry. I love the king. All hail the king. Blah, blah, wah, wah. I don't care. Mike Tomlin's about to put him on his ass.
So his best game was December 6th, 2018 against Jacksonville.
He ain't playing Jacksonville.
238 yards.
He ain't playing Jacksonville. He's playing. If
he was playing Jacksonville, he would probably have a 300-yard game.
Absolutely a wrap. Like, it's over. But he's playing Mike Tomlin.
And then San Francisco San Francisco in Big D.
Yeah, they got a big.
Dallas. J Murph took Dallas 35-20.
They're showing up and showing out. It's America's team.
Tyler and I both took San Francisco. Tyler took San Fran 21-13. I took San Francisco 21-17.
It's because you guys are losers and don't want to take risks. 35-20, America's team.
Draft.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. This is your segment for sure.
This is post week 15. Time to go full screen, even though Tyler's not in here.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna run through the draft order very quickly, and all of these are based on record once you hit the playoffs. Vegas at 1, Giants 2, Patriots 3, Jacksonville 4, Carolina 5, Tennessee 6, Cleveland 7, Jets 8, Chicago 9, New Orleans at 10, Miami 11, Indianapolis 12, Cincinnati 13, Dallas 14, San Francisco at 15, Atlanta 16, Arizona 17, Seattle 18. Now you head to the playoff, the wild card round losers. The Los Angeles Chargers picking at 19, Tampa Bay 20, LA Rams 21, Washington 22, Denver 23, Baltimore 24, divisional round losers Houston at 25, Pittsburgh 26, Green Bay 27, Minnesota 28. Conference championship losers Buffalo at 29, Philadelphia at 30. Then your 2 Super Bowl teams, Detroit at 31 and the Kansas City Chiefs at 32.
Sucks about Sonic and Knuckles, man.
Is it safe to say that Kansas City, with the way it's looking, could be on the way to a 3-peat?
I don't want to talk about that. You can talk about that.
I'm not going there either.
Yeah, it does. I really had my hopes set on the Detroit Lions. They're the darling of the NFL right now. But with Knuckles going down, I don't know. I don't know what they got.
Knuckles going down?
Yeah, Sonic and Knuckles. That's what they like to be called, man. Show them some respect. They whooped our ass.
Updated 2025 first round mock draft after week 15. Well, they have Shador at 1 to the Raiders. Cam Ward out of Miami to the Giants at 2. Travis Hunter to New England at 3. Mason Graham to Jacksonville at 4. J Murph's guy going to Carolina at 5. Abdul Carter.
So pause right there after you do that one. After you do number 6.
McMillan, the wide receiver out of Arizona, to the Titans at 6.
So, yeah, my shout out to my son who just came into the room. So we were having this conversation beforehand, Lee, and I kind of wanted to have it for you now. So for me, my guys are Carter, McMillan, Banks, which if we get Banks, we're moving Latham to right tackle, or Genty. Who would you take out of those 4 and why?
Okay, I know you said Carter, McMillan, Banks,
and Genty.
Well, if Carter's off the board,
which he would be, obviously,
I would rank them like this. I would go McMillan as my number 1, Genty 2, Banks 3. The reason why I would rather have Genty over Banks is go back and look at that game before the SEC championship, because he did not play in the SEC championship. Because he got hurt. Right. He got hurt against A&M. And the one thing that I was looking, that's the guy that I was particularly watching on that offensive line for Texas. He's lazy.
So Banks or Williams?
I'm not Banks.
No, I'm asking if given the choice, Banks or Williams.
I would take Williams.
Do you think he's just got the work ethic that Banks doesn't have? Or do you think it's a skill thing, a technique thing, an attitude?
I think it's a technique thing.
Well, you can teach technique. We got the best offensive line coach in the history of football, remember?
If he's still here.
Well, today he's still here. So, but yes, it's a fair point.
Uh,
I want Genty at this point. I think the dude in open field is unstoppable.
I would take him or McMillan. I know a lot of people are saying that we need to go tackle, we need to go edge, but I think you got to think about getting the speed skill positions around Will or whoever your quarterback's going to be next year.
I have no basis on this question. Can Genty return punts? Which of these guys is more likely to return a punt?
Genty, hands down.
Nah, I think that's the guy you got to get. And I know it's stupid to say you need a punt returner in the first round, but if you got a guy that can provide,
you need a guy that can play his position and also have special teams ethic.
Absolutely,
because one thing that Callahan stated when he first took the job, and this was even surrounding Traylon Burks, if you want to make this team, you have to be able to play special teams also.
Which we haven't done. Our guys can't play special teams.
Well, it's thanks to our special teams coordinator, Cole Anderson.
Yeah, after I got a cold, I kind of gave up on the campaign, but I might be back out there if he slips up one more time. One more time.
Kelvin Banks, they have going to Chicago at 9. They have GT going to Cincinnati at 13.
I would throw up, bro. I would throw up. I hate the Bengals almost as much as I hate the Colts.
The other big name receiver in this draft class, Isaiah Bond.
Yeah,
he was starting out in the first couple mock drafts I saw up around 22, 23. He's now slid all the way down to the 31st pick going to Detroit. And the other guy we were just talking about, Cameron Williams, they have going to Kansas City at 32.
God, the rich get richer, don't they?
But the thing that I cannot stand is they have us going after Milroe in the second. No,
I don't want to. Who would you?
We don't need him.
So any quarterback, any round, I don't care, but not the first, because if you say the first, I'm going to hit you.
But there's been some news that came out. I don't know how true it is. There's talks like the Quinn Ewers could stay in college for another year.
If he came out, what round does he go in?
He's definitely a second or third round guy. He's not a first round quarterback.
So do you take him at number 6? Or I'm sorry, number
37.
38, 37. There you go.
I would take him at 37 if he was to come out.
So who's your starter at that point?
I would take Ewers over Will any day.
Yeah, but then you're right back in the same boat where you're judging a guy who's too early. Like he wasn't even elite in college. You're literally restarting the process. Like for
as we were talking before, do you go out and get that bridge quarterback?
Like Justin Fields? Russell Wilson?
No,
Sam Darnold?
I would either go Darnold or Fields.
I think Fields is almost a finished product.
Or do you go pull a rabbit out of the hat and go get Josh Dobbs?
Yeah, you really.
You
surprised me with that one. It's crazy enough to work.
It's crazy enough to work. Just like Mike Vrabel to New York.
No, it's not. Can you imagine the New York media and Mike Vrabel? We got to coach better and we got to play better. All right. Well, you've said that for the last 8 weeks. Why do you still not coach or play better?
Exactly. So I guess we'll go ahead and head to whiteboard before we go into who wins this game.
Okay. So real quick, how long is our whiteboard going to be so that we can tell the people on Spotify?
So I have Colts offense, Broncos defense, and then Titans and Patriots.
This is about 5 minutes.
It's 4 minutes, 37 seconds.
Okay. So if whiteboard's too hard for you to follow on Spotify or even here, you can skip ahead about 4.5 minutes. Or if you want to learn something new, because Lee gives great insight on these plays, stick around.
And then we also have another actual whiteboard.
Oh, we're going to do one live, eh? I see the X's and O's back there. I love it. All right, let's roll it.
Okay, Titans Nation. I want to look at a play that the Denver Broncos ran, or the Indianapolis Colts ran against the Denver Broncos. Second play of the game. You get jet by Josh Downs. And you're getting pull, and a pull by everything on that left side. You're getting the crash right there by your tight end, number 83. And then you're getting that because the reason you're getting all of this blocking this way is because you get the screen off of that from wide receiver Michael Pittman. But he gets dropped for a loss because you get crash, and then crash. Because if you're Anthony Richardson, you're reading that and that. And even both of these defensive linemen. Because if you see that pull off that crash, because you're getting blocking off this and blocking off this. Because so you could easily have given that jet. Because you could have gotten Jonathan Taylor to block that corner right there. And that's just one of the many plays that the Indianapolis Colts ran against the Denver Broncos. Okay, Titans Nation, play number 2 that we're going to take a look at. I had to go back to week 9 and dig this play out of the archives, which was against the New England Patriots. What you're going to get before anything is you're getting this motion by Chig. So you're going to get the snap. You're going to get the toss out to Julius Chestnut. You're then going to get the reverse. So you're going to get the pitch from Chestnut to Ridley. Ridley's going to come back, toss it to Mason Rudolph. You then get something like that, and then that by NWI. His number one read is Chig. So then it's basically a version of a flea flicker. You get the double reverse, you get the pitch back to Mason Rudolph. He then throws it up here. Chig is tracked down inside the 10, here and here. And I feel like if you want to have a chance to beat Indianapolis, if you're the Titans, you have to go a little razzle-dazzle. So, shall we go a little Sean Payton from his days in New Orleans?
Let's roll it, man. Let's do it.
With a little green right nasty Z peel fake /37 Buster Bluff naked right X post Y bite.
Insane. I have no idea what any of that means.
That is a mouthful. So what we're going to get. You could also call this 13Z because it is 13 personnel. Because your fullback is also one of your tight ends, so you're running a 3 tight end set. So what you're going to get is all of your offensive line is moving this way from right to left. Your fullback is going to run basically like the counter, but it's going to come back and block. Running back hitting that strong A and then breaking. You're going to get that play action from your quarterback. But the thing that you want to look at is your Z, which is a tight end. You're going to get that motion back out and then out into the flat. Your X, you're going to get that post on it, and the bite is actually a corner hitch. And that's simple enough that a baby could run that in their sleep.
What's a fullback?
That's where your F is, that he's cracking.
No, I said, what is a fullback? The league doesn't carry.
It's basically it's basically your lead blocker.
There we
on
go.
any given run play that you run 2 backs.
In our case, it's our very expensive defensive tackle.
Jeffrey Simmons.
Yeah. I love those whiteboards, Lee. I love them. You can keep working on them. They're going to be really, really good.
But the big question is, we already know who we pick. Who wins this ball game? I think the Titans have the upper hand.
I don't think anybody wins this ball game. This is the misery bowl. This is the misery bowl.
And I am proud to say your boy made the playoffs.
You should be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed. It'd be like the Titans making the playoffs.
At this point, yes. But I've got a better record than the Titans do.
Barely, but yes, you do. You indeed.
But the bad thing is, I had the healthiest roster all year and still only won 5 games.
Wow.
That's what I get for starting Will Levis at quarterback.
Oh my God. You know, I did that last week in a league on accident. I left him in and he just completely just turned it all over himself.
Turned it all over.
It's not good. Yeah, I lost, needless to say.
Well, I did beat Tyler. That's all that matters.
That is all that matters. That is. And he can't defend himself, so we can talk all the
He can't defend himself. So, Tyler, of course, is the number 1 seed.
That's only because I'm not in your league, in all fairness.
So Tyler is the number 1 seed at 10-5.
Who's the best player on your roster, Lee?
Is
it
where to start?
So to clarify for everybody, this is a 10-team league?
8-team league.
This is an 8-team league. He won 5
and the top 6 teams. And the top 6 teams make the playoffs.
I love that. And by the way, he was one of 2 teams in his division to make the playoffs. Because by default, 2 had to make it.
I had the head-to-head. So here's how my roster lays out. My starting lineup: Sam Darnold,
beautiful,
Najee Harris, Derrick Henry, Tyreek Hill, Mr. I like to turn the bed, Calvin Ridley.
I can't stand that dude.
George Kittle, DeAndre Hopkins, the Commanders' defense.
I also have to. You want to know what my team is in this 12-team league that I went 9-5 in? And I'm smashing through the playoffs right now. We got Baker, Bucky Irving, Isaac Girindo, Drake London, Devontae Adams, Hawk, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Smith, Jake Bates, and the Chargers defense. That's what I'm starting this week. But Kenneth Walker is also on my team. So is Tony Pollard.
Well, I just made a move on my roster. So I pulled the Commanders because they're only projected 4.1 and they're playing Philadelphia.
Yeah, I wouldn't play them against Philly this late in the season.
I put the Vikings defense against Seattle.
Are they Seattle? I thought they were playing Chicago.
They're at Seattle.
Okay, yeah, that's a better matchup for them for sure.
I've got 4 guys I need to figure out what to do with because they're playing top 10 teams.
Well, let's have a little segment here. What are your
Najee Harris at Baltimore.
No.
Derek playing Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Tyreek playing San Francisco.
No.
And then Calvin at Indy.
Calvin Ridley at Indy?
Yeah.
I would play Ridley and Henry. You said you needed 2, right?
Tajee and Tyreek.
Yeah, Najee, Derrick Henry, Tyreek Hill, or Calvin Ridley.
Those are my 4 that are playing tough teams. There's a guy that freaking showed out for me in week 14. That I'm thinking about probably starting.
Who?
Charbonnet.
Zach Charbonnet, if he starts starting, I would say start him over.
He's projected 7.7.
Yeah, well, that's because Walker's health is in doubt right now. It hasn't been he didn't play the last 2 weeks. But Charbonnet goes nuts. I have him as a handcuff to Walker. I definitely feel comfortable playing him in Walker's absence.
Against the third ranked Vikings.
I don't care who he's playing. Because the thing about Charbonnet and Walker is that they don't just produce in the run game; they produce.
And the only other wide receiver I have, which I'm not freaking playing, NWY.
It's a shame, dude, because he was so hot there for a second.
Let me look at the bench. Ooh. I've got a couple options. Jason Myers, is that right?
Yeah.
No, Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
Jacoby Myers in Vegas.
Keenan
Allen?
Inconsistent. Keenan Allen? Who's they playing? Who are the Bears playing this week?
Detroit.
No, absolutely not.
Jaron Reed in Green Bay.
I like him. He's actually on my team that I did not do well on this year. So
I could go Jerry Jeudy.
Jerry Judy's going nuts. But Jameis Winston is not starting. They're starting DTR.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know that kills his value. That just killed all Brown's value for
Jalen McMillan.
No, not feeling that. Who are they playing? Who's he playing?
At Dallas.
No, it doesn't matter.
Xavier Worthy against Houston.
He could do that against Houston. Is he there? What's he line up as in their offense out in Kansas City?
I want to say slot.
If he's in the slot, then he's probably got a better chance than if he's playing outside. But still, I don't.
His best game this year, and I freaking hate I did not start him, was against Baltimore.
Why would you start him against Baltimore?
That was week 1.
Why would you start him against
Baltimore? He had a good game at Buffalo. He had a good game last week at Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on that. All that Xavier Worthy stuff. He needs another year.
That's tough because you got Vegas playing Jacksonville.
The Turd Bowl. I love it.
And he is projected 15 points this week.
Well, yeah, go for it.
He put up 22 against Denver.
Who's starting quarterback in Las Vegas right now? Is it still O'Connell? So that's a miracle, or do they have Desmond Ridder starting?
Let me look at that. Las
He was
Vegas
supposed to start against Atlanta on Monday night. I don't know if he did. Well, today's Tuesday. Yeah, I don't even know if he played against Atlanta on Monday. I usually watch every Monday night game. That's what's crazy. I didn't even watch.
So it looks like it's probably going to be Ridder
Okay.
because O'Connell is injured.
Well, O'Connell's been injured, but he practiced the majority of the league. They just didn't feel he was ready yet. I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Well, I'm still going to try to go grab him.
Oh, I would.
And hate to do it, but I dropped NWI.
I mean, NWI. So I dropped him this week too, actually.
Because our freaking waiver order, I'm number 3.
So you were a terrible roster and you remained terrible the whole year by not making moves.
Man, the freaking moves I made this year, some of them were questionable. Like a lot of the moves I made were trades with Tyler.
Yeah, he does like a good trade. I've fleeced him more than once. Don't let him know I said that though.
Oh, he'll probably come back and listen.
Probably. No, he absolutely will.
No, I'm talking tomorrow. He'll probably come back and listen tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely he will.
Sorry, Tyler. No.
I'm not.
Is there anything we want to add to this? We could finish by saying that Will Levis is not it.
But see, I think it's too early to tell because anyway, what I will end by saying is keep raising those season tickets, Tennessee Titans ownership, because the fans are really excited about the team and the product you're putting on the field right now.
Yahoo! Well, Titans fans, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Stay classy and tighten up.
Tighten up.
Tighten up! Let's get tightened up! Tightened up!